This is crazy because I always bet against DDP and he always shut in my mouth. But I'm feeling like this can be a fight as fast as the fight with Khamzat and Whitaker. Like finishing the first round or beginning of the second round, you know.
MMA pros reacted to Khamzat Chimaev's scary training footage and shared their final verdict on the upcoming clash against DDP. Israel Adesanya offered insight based on his time in the cage with both athletes. While he acknowledged Chimaev's relentless approach, he seemed to lean toward du Plessis, particularly if the contest extends into the later rounds. Drawing from his own battle with the South African, Adesanya praised du Plessis' endurance and his ability to remain threatening even when fatigue sets in.
Not bad, but I still think Dricus gets it. I think just late finish, late finish. Khamzat would, I think Khamzat will, if he wins, it's the first 2 rounds, or the first round. But Dricus is just chaotic.
Khabib Nurmagomedov offered measured guidance, advising Chimaev to fine-tune his boxing. He believes Chimaev holds an advantage in hand speed and accuracy over du Plessis, whose awkward and looping strikes can be deceptive but also draining. Khabib warned that if Chimaev doesn't act decisively, staying in range of du Plessis' chaotic style might become dangerous.
Я думаю, что мое личное мнение, я бы Хамзату посоветовал бы, чтобы он в стойке дрался с ним.
Но мне кажется, вот как будто вот его стиль такой, что с первых минут атаку, как будто его надо придерживаться, нет, этого стиля?
Прикинь, если я делал бы, я бы посоветовал бы по-другому.
Да.
Вот чисто по боксу пустых, Хамзат лучше. Вот чисто по боксу. Это мое мнение. Просто здесь есть такой момент, ты можешь сфорсировать события. Там раунд, 2. Но если ты его не финишируешь, ты очень много энергии потратишь. А потом надо в чемпионских боях.
Robert Whitaker shared that he expects Chimaev to take du Plessis down at some point during UFC 319. But, he added, unless Chimaev can finish the fight after getting him to the mat, it'll be hard for him to secure a win. Whitaker stressed that du Plessis becomes more threatening in the championship rounds and that surviving early trouble could tip the fight in his favor.
I think Khamzat will take Dricus down. But I believe, and this is obviously just top of the head, if Khamzat doesn't finish Dricus when he takes him down, I don't think he wins that fight. Dricus is one of those dudes that doesn't go away. And he gets better, if anything, over the rounds. He's just so resilient. So if you don't get him out of there, I don't see him beating him.
Reiner de Ridder observes that du Plessis' unorthodox footwork and shifting rhythms could interfere with Chimaev's tempo, especially as the fight progresses. He suggested that if du Plessis keeps his composure, Chimaev's overwhelming pressure may lose its effectiveness. According to de Ridder, the South African's erratic but tactical movement might be what gives him the edge.
I know you've been asked a million times about like the Khamzat and Dricus fight, but now that we do have a date, like a location, all that kind of stuff, maybe you can talk about it in more real terms since we know when and where it's happening.
Yeah, it's August, and where is it?
Chicago.
Oh,
August 16th.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently Khamzat can fight in the US.
Yeah, now Trump is in office.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we talked about it before. Do you still feel Khamzat has the advantage there?
No, I think Dricus is gonna. I think Dricus will win. Yeah. I don't think Khamzat is gonna get him out of there early, and Dricus is a motherfucker, man. He keeps going, and every round, though it doesn't really look better, he looks better. His technique, he gets better every round, and I see Dricus like finishing him in the late rounds, like 4th round, 5th round, maybe with a lot of volume. I see Khamzat maybe taking him down in the 1st, 2nd round, getting to his back maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I think Dricus has a good shot.
Yoel Romero highlighted the importance of wrestling early on, noting Chimaev's ability to dominate on the ground. However, he also pointed to du Plessis' resilience, saying it could become a decisive factor. If the South African survives the early takedown pressure, Romero believes the tide could turn. For him, it's a test of determination, and whichever fighter has more heart will likely prevail.
1640. 1640.
Mm-hmm.
Khamzat.
You have what? Sorry, who do you think? 60 Dricus?
16% for Chimaev and 40% for Duplessis. Yeah, that's a way.
So you think Chimaev? You're kind of slightly leaning towards Chimaev.
Yes.
Why? Why do you think?
Wrestling. The wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
The wrestling for Chimaev right now is very, very dangerous. Yes.
Tim Welch gave his analysis by highlighting that Duplessis may carry a psychological edge over Chimaev in long battles. He noted that Chimaev frequently relies on bursts of energy and quick dominance, while Duplessis maintains a calm and deliberate pace. In Tim's opinion, the mental aspect could prove decisive here, and Duplessis' steadiness might disrupt Chimaev's usual rhythm.
I would love to see Khamzat versus Strickland too. Khamzat said in training, I submitted him multiple times. In a fight, it's a little different. And Strickland, you've seen Strickland get dumped before. He is an expert at getting up. He's really good wrestling, really good jiu-jitsu. But just like you said, can you survive the first 3 minutes with that dude? Gnarly.
That's fire.
I miss the crazy Khamzat, but now that he's getting into these top 5 elite guys, I mean, it's probably better that he's not crazy Khamzat.
Dude, I mean, that looked like crazy Khamzat to me.
All week being respectful of the press conferences, respectful of like everything.
Yeah.
It was a lot different than he used to be.
DDP has a way of poking at opponents too, though, so you might be able to pull that crazy Khamzat back out of him.
I'd love to see DDP beat him.
Brendan Schaub explained that Chimaev's ideal window for victory likely lies in the initial rounds, when his aggression is most overwhelming. But if the fight stretches into the third or later rounds, he sees momentum swinging toward Duplessis. Schaub also mentioned that over time, Duplessis' physicality might become more pronounced, and without an early finish, Chimaev could be in trouble.
Khamzat, DDP, who you got?
I
got a feeling DDP wins that.
I have Khamzat.
I don't.
Yeah.
If Khamzat can get done the first round and a half, maybe, I just think that thing goes past the third and DDP takes over. I think he TKOs him.
I think Khamzat is a better striker, and I think Khamzat's a better wrestler, and I think DDP is a killer. But I think it's Khamzat's time.
Could be totally off on Khamzat. He's a minus 200. Dude, take my money.
Really? You got DDP?
Yes. Especially as a dog. I figured he'd be the favorite.
I have to say,
I figured DDP would be like a minus 150. Well, Khamzat, I look at the Gilbert Burns fight. You know, you look at the Kamaru Usman fight. You're like, okay.
Yeah, but he did out wrestle Kamaru.
Coach Eric Nixon commended Duplessis for his progression and mental sharpness, stating that although his technique may appear erratic, it's actually refined and deliberate. Nixon highlighted that Duplessis' odd timing disrupts his opponent's flow mid-fight. In his view, the most effective approach is to get him grounded early and maintain control before he finds his rhythm.
I'm so curious to how Khamzat and DDP plays out. I feel like DDP's going to be able to weather the storm the first 2 rounds and then start taking off the third, the fourth, the fifth. What do you think?
I do too. I've studied DDP a bunch. Super respectful, nice guy. He's very well coached. Just his overall development, he's jumped leaps and bounds in between that Brad fight to now being world champion. People think it looks erratic, but it's not. It's very calculated what he's trying to do. It's a lot of those same reps that he does, but there's a motion to him that's kind of hard to gather rhythm. How do you eliminate all that? Take a guy down.
Jamal Hill also shared concerns about Chimaev's conditioning. While he recognized Chimaev's power and explosive starts, he also noted that Duplessis has a reputation for battling through tough moments and surviving hard fights. Hill cautioned against underestimating Duplessis, pointing to his ability to wear opponents down and make fights messy. He believes if Chimaev fades late, Duplessis could take advantage and shift the momentum in his favor.
I do believe that, but look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but you know, Khamzat saying he's like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done.
Coach Eric Nixon applauded Dricus du Plessis for his development and focus, saying that while his fighting style might look chaotic, it's actually carefully trained and purposeful. He pointed out that du Plessis' unusual timing throws off opponents and breaks their rhythm. Nixon thinks the smartest strategy against him is to take him down early and control him before he settles into his groove.
I'm so curious how Khamzat and DDP plays out. I feel like DDP's going to be able to weather the storm the first 2 rounds and then start taking off the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. What do you think?
I do too. I've studied DDP a bunch. Super respectful, nice guy. He's very well coached. Just his overall development, he's jumped leaps and bounds in between that Brad fight to now being world champion. People think it looks erratic, but it's not. It's very calculated what he's trying to do. It's a lot of those same reps that he does, but there's a motion to him that's kind of hard to gather rhythm. How do you eliminate all that? Take a guy down.
Chael Sonnen gave his take on the Chimaev versus du Plessis showdown, calling it a tough matchup for both sides. He stressed that keeping du Plessis down isn't simple. No one has truly been able to control him on the ground yet. Sonnen also praised the strength of the middleweight division, mentioning rising names like Kyle Barboza, Bo Nickel, and Dennis Tuliulin, while also recognizing seasoned fighters like Sean Strickland as top contenders. He sees the division as more competitive and exciting than ever.
I mean, this isn't a simple fight where you go, well, go out and take him down. It's like, yeah, good luck. Go out and take him down. Yeah, it's true. And then you got to hold him there once you do it. Oh, and by the way, nobody else has taken down and held Dricus there. Like, this fight is starting to look different. The entire division is starting to look different. There's never been a time that 185 pounds has had such a spotlight on it. I'm watching this guy, Kyle Barrow, myself. I'm thinking this guy might quietly be the real assassin of that division, but that's not easy to say. I think Bo Nickel go all the way to the top. And I think that DeRinner is greatly underrated. And I don't think Sean Strickland is ready to move on just yet. Like, 185 is a really exciting proposition.
In a later segment, Sonnen said Chimaev should be favored heading into the fight, though predicting a clear path to victory is difficult. He leans toward Chimaev slightly but remains cautious, unsure if Khamzat can truly impose his will on du Plessis. Sonnen underlined the importance of the opening round. If Chimaev secures an early takedown, the tone may be set, but if du Plessis weathers that storm, momentum might swing his way in the later frames.
Is it a surprise that Chimaev is a favorite? No, I would expect him to be. But I also feel as though if I were predicting this today, I would lean Chimaev. As long as you didn't ask me a follow-up question. Like if I told you, hey, I think Chimaev's going to beat Dricus. Okay, great. If we all get up and walk out of the room, we're fine. The problem is if you're going to ask me how. How is he going to beat him? Because I am not fully confident that Chimaev can take him down at will. I'm not fully confident he can keep him there. We're going to know in the very first round. If Dricus gets taken down in the first round, things are going to unravel very quickly. But if he can defend a takedown for the entire first 5 minutes, it's only going to get easier to stay on your feet after that. It's an exciting match. I would expect Chimaev to be the favorite.
Coach John Wood threw his support behind du Plessis, expecting a tightly contested, competitive showdown. He believes du Plessis' strange mechanics, brute force, and natural power give him an edge. Wood brushed off lingering concerns about cardio, saying that's no longer an issue for the South African. Confident that du Plessis can endure Chimaev's early assault, he forecasted a shift in control late in the fight, with du Plessis potentially earning a stoppage.
Again, kind of like the Pena-Harrison fight, I'm going to go with Dricus on this one. I'm going to go with Dricus in a gritty, dirty, nasty fight. He's going to have a rough couple rounds, but I think he's going to stick around. I don't think he's an easy guy to finish. It's an awkward style. He's strong. He's big. You know, cardio issues I don't think are a thing anymore. I think that he is going to get deep into that fight, and I think he finishes him.
Mateusz Gamrot weighed in on the upcoming bout, calling it a thrilling stylistic collision. He praised Chimaev's grappling skills and physical presence, while noting that he respects du Plessis, having had friendly interactions with him. Despite being a fan of both fighters, Gamrot expressed doubts about du Plessis' ability to neutralize Chimaev's wrestling. Ultimately, he gave a slight edge to Chimaev to come out with the win.
Oh, this is interesting matchup. Chimaev is really high-level wrestler, and he is strong. I like Dricus. He met a couple times. it's hard to prediction, but I don't think so that Dricus will stop wrestling Chimaev, and I think maybe Chimaev will beat this guy.
Darren Till voiced strong belief in Khamzat Chimaev's chances against Du Plessis, confidently predicting a stoppage before the third round. While he acknowledged Du Plessis' grit and unpredictable fighting method, Till highlighted Khamzat's raw power and focused mindset. He also talked about a recent video chat with Chimaev, during which they discussed Till joining him in Dubai for training.
You think he beats Khamzat, your boy?
No, look, I'm with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but, you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done.
Rampage Jackson shared his thoughts on the matchup, calling it an exciting clash between 2 top-tier fighters. He commended Du Plessis for his recent dominant showings, saying they demonstrated both technical skill and fighting heart. Nonetheless, Jackson stressed that Chimaev is a different breed, calling him a beast and suggesting that Khamzat's relentless style and power set him apart from other contenders. Sean Strickland analyzed the stylistic matchup by focusing on grappling. He pointed out that even though Chimaev fights under the Swedish banner, his wrestling is rooted in the Chechen system, a style Strickland has faced extensively in training. According to him, those with this background are extremely tough grapplers. However, based on his experience, Strickland believes Du Plessis has a shot if he can neutralize Chimaev's takedowns and dictate the pace, predicting a strong victory for Dricus if he does.
You know what's hard? So those little Chechen, I don't want to say Chechen, he's not Chechen, he's Swedish, but those little Chechen whore, like, dude, they can grapple. And like someone like me who I've been training with these for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple them. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him.
Yeah.
But if he can, I think he wins all hands down, you know. I sparred the Chechen whore, like hands down, I think Dricus wins.
In a separate portion of his remarks, Strickland made inflammatory statements, using slurs and referring to Chimaev and similar fighters as terrorists, tying these remarks directly to Chimaev's Muslim background. These offensive comments continued Strickland's pattern of making inflammatory, often bigoted statements. While his technical analysis of the fight drew attention, it was overshadowed by the backlash over his xenophobic and Islamophobic remarks.
But it's just going to come down to, like, are you going to be able to, like, stop that? Are you gonna be able to counter wrestle? And like, you can, it's not hard. You just gotta, like, it's not hard, but you know, I've been training these little terrorists for forever. So it's like, I just gotta know how to do it.
Bilal Muhammad recognized Du Plessis' solid performances, but pointed out that most of his victories have come against strikers, not grapplers. He mentioned past struggles Du Plessis had against wrestlers like Derek Brunson and Robert Whittaker, who both took him down. Because of this, Bilal sees Chimaev as a big challenge for Du Plessis. That said, he questioned Chimaev's gas tank, calling it one of the weakest in the UFC. However, he admitted this might not matter if Chimaev ends the fight early, though Du Plessis' durability and determination could make that difficult.
Trick is Du Plessis. But when you're looking at the guys he fought stylistically, right? He hasn't fought a guy who trying to take him down yet. It's all been strikers. His last two, it's Adesanya and Strickland. Like when he fought Brunson was killing him the first couple rounds.
Yeah.
And then he just gassed. You know, we've seen him get taken down by Brunson. We've seen him get taken down by Whittaker. He's gotten taken down by a guy so easily. That's why I think Chimaev's gonna walk through.
I know that's your boy, but Khamzat has got some of the worst cardio in the entire company.
You don't need cardio if you finish the guy in 2 minutes.
But Dricus isn't gonna get finished. He's got an iron chin and an iron will.
Can Khamzat Chimaev finish Dricus Du Plessis?
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about their upcoming fight? We would love to hear your thoughts on their upcoming clash. So share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also, check out our other videos on the screen right now.